The Arctic air that worked its way into our region this past week is still here, gradually abating as we go through the week. We'll talk about that, about how it will stay really fairly Arctic across other parts of the country. The Arctic air is also dry, so in the northern reaches, flurries, we're not getting any additional moisture. It continues to be a fairly dry winter north of about Iowa. From Iowa south, not so much. Snow this forecast period is in a spot that doesn't usually get much snow, and I'll show you some of that as well. Frigid weather this weekend still hanging around the northern plains, but it will rather quickly retreat this week. The cold, however, will not. And in fact, sub-freezing air is going all the way down to the Gulf Coast region this week, and some of this is going to bring some heavy snow down to many parts of the south. Southeast still fairly warm to start off the week with this jet stream down south meandering. Locally in the northern plains, upper Midwest, it will stay cold, although the really cold stuff, the sub-zero stuff, is in retreat. This air mass basically just warming a bit, being modified by the latitude. The reinforcements of frigid air are stopping, but it's not going to warm that much. It'll stay below freezing in the north all week. And down south, the freezing weather will really have some lasting effects. Toward the end of the week, it'll even start getting chilly down in Florida, although the west will start to recover a little bit. Not a lot of warmth, though, anywhere. A very cold week across the central and southern United States. For the second week of the period, watch the cold weather continue to linger into the northern plains. The month of February, from Montana across to the northeastern states, is going to be by far the coldest relative to average of the winter, and it looks like it will stay pretty cold right on through the month of February. Toward the end of this period, which is the end of the month, we will start to see warmer air beginning to recover in the western states. Precipitation, Arctic air is dry. So across the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa, most of the Great Lakes, not much going on but flurries. There is, however, a major winter storm taking shape. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri. There will be a belt of freezing rain and sleet with that, and that'll work its way really mostly early on this week, the first part of this week, out to the eastern states. There'll be some Pacific Northwest precipitation. The rest of the country looks fairly dry. The southern edge of that snowstorm in the south will likely yield some severe thunderstorms in parts of the southeastern states. The second week still pretty dry, although it's not going to be quite as cold. Still pretty dry in the northern plains. Looks like a second system will spin up along the fringes of that cold air. Not quite as bad of a storm, but a second round of snow in some parts of the south. California, the southwest dries out. Pacific Northwest stays fairly moist. But for the northern plains region, the next 2 weeks, very nearly bone dry.